Why do so many apologies feel forced and performative? Last time we looked at this through identity and control theories. Today let's look at performative apologies from a strategy and shame perspective. A fake, performative apology, often delivered with obvious reluctance, is frequently a strategic move to limit damage. The speaker is not really trying to repair the relationship. They're paying a social toll to escape pressure, keep their image intact, or avoid further conflict. By going through the motions, they signal compliance with social norms around apologizing and can subtly push the other person toward accepting the apology even if nothing meaningful has changed. Shame also plays a huge role in performative apologies. I did a long video on shame and anger a while ago where we learned that guilt says, "I did a bad thing," while shame says, "I'm a bad person." When apologizing, guilt aims at the victim's experience and can drive genuine repair, while shame pulls attention back to the apologizer's own embarrassment and self-image. When people feel flooded with shame, their instinct is to hide, defend, and get it over with, often resulting in a deeply reluctant, transactional apology that protects their ego more than it heals the relationship. Over the last 2 episodes, we learned that when social pressure to apologize collides with shame, threat to self-image, or fear of consequences, people may offer an apology that is reluctant, defensive, or strategically motivated. This doesn't always reflect a single cause. It may involve automatic self-protective processes, poor emotional skills, or concern about social and material consequences. As Harriet Lerner argues in Why Won't You Apologize?, a meaningful apology centers the harm done. It takes responsibility, acknowledges the other person's experience, avoids blame shifting and "I'm sorry but" qualifications, and doesn't demand immediate forgiveness. Effective repair also involves changed behavior and, where possible, restitution. Research likewise suggests that thorough apologies and reparative actions can reduce anger and unforgiveness, though neither obligates the injured person to forgive. Those who tend to offer a fake apology and say, "I already apologized, what else do you want me to do?" may want to think twice before saying it next time, because it shifts the situation from taking responsibility and making repairs to being manipulative. The capacity to acknowledge wrongdoing may be easier when a person can distinguish "I did something harmful" from "I am irredeemably bad." A more secure, less globally threatened sense of self can reduce the need for denial and rationalization. Eastern philosophical traditions offer a useful ethical lens here. In the Analects, Confucius says that making a mistake and failing to correct it is the real mistake. Genuine apology is not self-humiliation. It's the difficult practice of tolerating discomfort, acknowledging harm, and choosing repair over self-protection. Why is a genuine apology so much harder to come by in certain cultures or communities? It turns out cultural definitions of honor play a massive role in whether people admit fault or double down on defensiveness. In research published in PNAS, psychologists studying honor cultures have looked at how ideas of honor shape people's willingness to say "I was wrong." Across multiple studies, including analyses of language in U.S. congressional speeches and cross-cultural experiments, they found a clear pattern. People in more honor-centric environments are more likely to hesitate, deflect, or defend instead of offering a genuine apology. Why? It comes down to how a culture defines honor, specifically virility versus virtue. In many classic honor frameworks, the loudest definition of honor is not quiet moral integrity or self-reflection. It's virility. It means projecting strength, maintaining a reputation for toughness, and never backing down. Within that cultural logic, a sincere apology is not seen as an act of moral maturity, but a dangerous sign of weakness, a public capitulation. Admitting fault can feel like handing the steering wheel of power over to the other person, directly threatening your social standing and reputation. When your environment teaches you, explicitly or implicitly, that admitting a mistake invites exploitation or public shame, self-preservation takes over. An apology stops being a bridge for connection and becomes a high-stakes threat to your social survival. Understanding how deeply culture shapes our defense mechanisms doesn't excuse fake or performative apologies, but it does explain why they happen. Real accountability requires breaking away from the fear of looking weak and realizing that true honor lies in the courage to take responsibility.